Guys, it is no question that in this economy you have to cook at home if you want to save money, right?
Correct!
Everyone says cook this, cook that, but nobody actually tells you how to do it, let alone how the heck to use one of these knives. Well, I'm going to show you today in less than 5 minutes. And if you think I'm going over restaurant quality cutting tips, no, that's not what I'm going to do. This is for beginners and people who just want to cook and get by, alright? No more wasting time on prepping, less injuries to yourself, and transform the way you cook forever. I'm your boy Jose.elcook, and this is In Less Than 5. Let's begin with the basic tools needed to even begin cutting. You'll need a cutting board big enough to support all your cooking needs, pretty obvious, right? Now, to prevent any accidents, you want to make sure that your board doesn't slide while cutting. So go ahead and add a damp paper towel underneath it, or even better, a thin, damp cloth. See? No more slipping, no more sliding.
Hooray!
Now that that's taken care of, we'll be moving on to the chef's knife. When looking for one, make sure that the handle is big or small enough to fit your hand. This right here is a good example of a knife handle not being big enough. This little thing can only fit about 3 of my fingers, and that's dangerous if I'm gonna do heavy work with it. See that? You wanna get a knife handle that can carry all those fingers. Mine are just fat, but for you to actually use it safely and efficiently. And at a minimum, get one that's 8 inches or longer. Doing this will allow for your one knife to do all scenarios, which means less spending for you and more versatility for all your cooking needs. Let's start with how to not hold the knife. If you hold the knife like this, you will not be able to lead your knife correctly. This means that your cuts will be completely uneven. You might also be tempted to hold it like this, but if your finger slips off that thin spine of the knife coming down, better get ready to give it to the dog as a treat. Instead, you want to hold it like this, the correct way. Notice that I'm pinching the point where the blade and the handle meet. Holding it like this gives you more power and also allows you to guide the knife properly. This is the only way that you should be holding the knife from now on. Now that you've graduated to a professional gripper, you need to know the claw method. As the name suggests, the hand that is not holding the knife should be keeping the food sturdy by clawing over it. By doing this, you're creating a boundary between your finger and the knife, which will prevent any accidents almost completely. You're supposed to keep this position active at all times when cutting. How to cut. Is this you? Poor guy, I can't believe it. This is called hacking, and knives don't really work this way. Well, unless you're a meat cleaver. Knives work best when you add motion to them, so instead of crushing down on this poor fruit or vegetable, with the tip of the knife on the board, give it a nice consistent push forward while at the same time bringing the knife down. Trust me, keep practicing this and it will come to you. You will get it faster and you will be more efficient. Once you understand this, keep practicing and you'll be guaranteed to go from this to this. Aw yeah, now you know what the heck you're doing. And if the food ends up being too large for the tip of the knife to be on the board, you can have the knife hover over the food and apply the same exact principle over it. No more messy prep, no more hand sashimi.